Okay, guys, we got it back up. Having some technical difficulties here. Got a new program. It's trying to take over my camera sources, so I will get it fixed up. We're just going to leave it as it is right now, so you guys enjoy the stream and share when you get a chance. You guys should be okay as far as audio is concerned now. Yes, I'm keeping it on one screen for now. You can see that, can you? Was she supposed to have some glasses or something?
I got PVC thing and I can't see out.
Music, you can use this one.
That
Sound real good. Yeah, so you can turn the volume back on that if you want. This one here. This is your meter right there.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We're here at Brewland Billiards. We have Jeremy Bell and Bruno Herrera. I think two local players. Scores 2-2. Shout out to Brewland Billiards, Predator, Diamond Billiards. Greatly appreciate you guys representing Pool and allowing us to represent your product. Jeremy Bell to break. Jeremy with the push out. He left him a slight off angle on the ball. So I think the move when somebody pushes out, you should always go up, observe what your potential outcomes are, get comfortable, show your character. And if you decide to give it back, that's cool. At least you took the time to measure. He elevates, it's down on the ball, and he overcut it, so it caused him to scratch. If he was on target, it would have been a lovely stroke. You jumping on, Jimmy? Cool, Jimmy Antonetti. I don't know if I pronounced that correct.
Close enough. Antonetta.
Antonetta?
You got it.
All right, cool. Jeremy Bell's really great fundamentals. He's very calm, and he has great delivery. He kind of overran that a little bit, but
You know, first time I ever saw him play was at Brewlands about 2 years ago. Whenever he was King of the Hill, I think he took out Jay Hall, Maglino. Yeah, it was the first time I ever met him. I guess he quit playing pool for a while and then he came back. Yes, he was.
And this is Jeremy's home pool room, so
Yeah.
he feels really comfortable. A lot of times when you're on tables that you're not familiar with, you get a little out of line. It makes you a little uncomfortable, and you tend to make more mistakes. So
Yeah.
he's kind of got the physics down, and plus these are really accepted pockets. So
Yeah, and I always banter with him, and he always tells me the 8 foot Brunswicks is bread and butter. So I'm kind of anxious to see how he does in the 9-ball tournament also.
So with tables like this, Jimmy, I'm telling you, these tables are very, very similar to an 8-footer. The distance is a little more, maybe they're a little boingier, but I mean, it's kind of plays like a small table because the size of the pockets. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, that one got him.
Uncharacteristic mistake, but you know, 2-2. I think he'll get some more opportunities.
I think he smelled the 3-2 on that one. He kind of got down and started firing away a little too quick, I think,
For
on
sure,
that.
yeah. I mean, if you rush and some people stick to their guns and they play their tempo. I believe, to be a great player, you have to learn to change gears. You're going to get uncomfortable in many points of the match, and trying to deal with that as best as possible is going to be the best solution, because I can't tell you how many times it takes to learn that, but being comfortable in your own skin and trying to make the right decision. And I like to sight the ball in the middle, and just give it
Yeah.
a fair chance.
Not only that, is I feel that it's an advantage also because it throws off. You're able to throw off your opponent if you're shooting fast and then slowing up. If you're constantly changing the pace on them, you got to make sure
All right,
you're in stroke.
When I mean change the pace, I mean do it as necessary. Of course, your natural pace is always going to be the best. If it's all working for you, everything's set up, the angles are nice. But when you get out of line, sometimes you got to say to yourself, I need to measure and kind of observe the more characteristics of the shot, and just give myself comfortability, and just so when I go over the ball, I can attack everything I know on a simple shot. I don't think that's as necessary. I think you can just kind of do the limited checklist and just go ahead and take care of it, right?
Right.
Sometimes you got to slow down when you're in a tough position. You might have to play safe, or you might have an off-angle bank, a two-way shot, That's when I find changing gears is important. I wouldn't just change gears to affect my opponent. I would only do it if, it was necessary.
Yeah, I got you. That's what all that practice does for you. Get down on that easy shot. That muscle memory should take over, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to stun this ball, but rolling this ball, you got to use a touch of outside, I think, coming across the face of the ball. I think he's going to stun it one rail, and play back the 8-ball in the bottom left corner. I think that was a better shot. He just missed it.
So are you familiar with Bruno?
Never seen him before.
He lives. He's from the Kissimmee area, and he's just now started hitting some of these bigger tournaments. But I've known him from for the past year or so.
Yeah, I mean, he's
a mid 500.
seems well composed, and I know pool is such a frustrating game, and people, it's hard to be super judgmental because it's such an emotional game, and people get their emotions involved. It's like being in a relationship. You love her, it's tugging. Just gotta kind of be objective, stay calm, and bank on. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking, congrats to you on your Vegas showing. That was pretty good in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I missed. I made 6 3-railers inside, and I scratched twice in a row trying to play a defensive shot. Nothing hurts worse than when you feel like you're making the right decision, and you still scratch because I hit the ball too full, and it broke my heart, to be honest with you.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we were rooting for you. We had it was on at Rax, and you had the hometown crowd backing you up. That's for sure.
I didn't play my best, but I did a lot of, I slowed down finally. I feel like I'm sighting my angle into the rail, and it's helped me develop a little routine for 9-ball and 10-ball. So I'm grateful that bank pool's a creative game, but you got to really study the angle in and manage your spin and your speed, and I just feel like
Nice cut.
if you apply that same mindset to 10-ball, measuring the angle, taking your time and managing all the characteristics of the shot, and really embracing the angle, what spin you're hitting it with, and what speed is angle, spin, speed. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Jeremy Bell's he's got a little steep angle here. I think the move is to use outside English or middle ball and just come up and down.
That's what I was going to ask you, if you like going up and down or
I like to come 2 rails back out to the middle.
Yep, just like that.
I could be wrong, but I feel like
Straight
he
in.
overcut it and held it with a little bit of outside. Even though the ball turned downward, I think he hit, I think he controlled it nicely, the cue ball. So on a simple 10 ball like that, I like to measure it to an area. I truly believe on the last ball, if you associate an area where the cue ball lands, it will actually help you pocket the ball better. Because it's an extension, it's a fingers to the arm. Yeah, pocketing the ball is the most important thing, but measuring the cue ball and where it lands is really going to help you just grow your overall game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I completely agree with that. I always, getting down to the end, I try to leave a nice
Imaginary
little
shape to like
yep.
11 ball, or freeze the cue ball to a rail, or
Mhm.
even in the center of the table. It could land in a multitude of places, but you should be measuring that distance. So now when that shot comes up and there's another ball in the way, you can easily avoid it because you've measured that angle already.
It's like golf. You want to err in the correct position. If you are to make an error, you want to err in the correct
Yeah, so
position.
that's a good point, Jimmy. If like the table's running long and you're banking a 3-railer, you want to definitely air short. You want to realize that it misses long like 90% of the time. Now in Warnfeld, it misses short, so you want to aim it a little long. If you miss short on a short table, you failed miserably.
How much difference are the Brunswick compared to diamonds as far as as far as playing longer?
Okay, so like a Brunswick and a new diamond play kind of similar, because like a worn Brunswick and a new felt diamond play kind of similar,
Oh, yeah?
because they play long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brunswicks play about, I would say, a foot longer than a diamond, coming out at 3 rails. So it's a simple adjustment. You just have to measure to the corner on each table and kind of like vibe with that measurement from the beginning of your day, and then that's going to be your base angle for the rest of the day. So what I like to do on the Brunswick is aim a foot above the side pocket and let it stretch. And then on the diamond, I might be middle table or even another 8 inches down, kicking the 3-railer.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Tell you what, my man knows the angles and he knows the lines. That's for sure. Hope you guys are taking lessons if you're into banking. It's a nice shot on the one. So we are playing here. I'm not sure if you're on the rules here. They asked a question on the first game. There's no option, only on the 10 ball. If you hit it in the pocket where you don't call it. The only time there's an option to give it back to the player is on the 10 ball only. A lot of guys will be asking. Pretty much every match will have that question.
She just called my name. So probably, I don't know. I don't see any tables available, but I guess I'm
Get
close.
the next guy up.
It's a very good shot by Bruno.
All right,
Well,
Mike D, I'm up.
All right, Jimmy. Respect. I got you. Okay, so he's got a small angle to get to the 5 ball. He's probably going to have to just go forward. I liked going forward and taking a tough angle there. 2 rails in between the 10-9, but once again, that was a difficult shot. His shot wasn't horrible. He's trying to pretty much get to the same destination, but he had such a small angle. He really worked the cue ball the way he wanted to. I like kicking this ball off the bottom rail because it's a much bigger ball. When you're kicking it this way, you're guaranteed to sell out because you can't get separation. So kicking it long ways is much better. Yeah, you'll almost never get on top of that ball. Maybe 1 in like 40. Maybe 1 in 10, but still, the move there was to kick bottom rail and hit it firm and put the 5 back down table where the bottom rail's at, closest to your screen. So that shot, I like to almost feel like I'm running into the 6 ball or draw it up with a little bit outside and play it straight down the corner, but probably running into it's not the move. But Definitely got to draw that ball to open it up. I mean, that was excellent speed. Overcut it. Fortunately, he fell on a bank here. The 10's in the path of the bank line. So he's going to have to either try to manipulate it around the 10. I like banking it with right English, stunning it through the gap. 3 rails, 8 ball, corner pocket. You can't lay off the bank here. It's a shot on a bank, but you got to stun it and hit it with commitment. So these tables are playing super bouncy. So they're playing super bouncy, and the cue ball's leaking out. So when you're ducking under these shots, you almost gotta play like the cue ball's barely gonna get to the rail, because it literally comes off with such, we're so responsive, you know. So Jeremy made the ball incidentally, and there's no option in this tournament, so he has to shoot this. So this angle here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's really steep. I would say that 9 out of 10 times you miss this ball short because you don't put enough outside. Looks like he's trying to use the middle or inside. So he used a touch of inside there and kind of overcut it and worked the ball. I like to use outside, but really after watching him shoot it, I think it was an exceptional way to do it. Nine ball, he's gonna go forward here. I think a lot of great players, they start middle. They start higher than they hit here. So you start above center and you kind of hit slightly low on your last stroke. Josh Roberts has mastered this stroke right here. So for me, I like to hit that with a little more acceleration and go to the bottom rail. I believe that speed that he hit it worked out well for him. But coming back into the 10 ball, for me, you can get a little closer. I think it's, but still an acceptable shot. And he that was a very good win for him. A lot of momentum there in that game, back and forth. So 4-2, Jeremy Bells has not put it together the best performance, but I suspect him to come back and play well. I really like his compact stroke. He's kind of under committing right now, so we'll see if he makes that adjustment. So if you guys notice, when he broke there, he broke down and he steered his cue. So a lot of people call that a chicken wing. I think the move for people at home is to imagine you're hitting slightly up on the ball. I told Joselito about doing this, and he won that tournament because Joselito was getting to the ball and then he was going like right or left. But then he's like, if you hit up on, I told him if you hit up on it, you stay through the vertical axis of the cue ball. So it's almost like you can't hit left or right because you're hitting up through center. I mean, it could be below center, it could be top, however you want, but you gotta. Dennis and some of these guys, they either finish parallel or upward. They have 2 or 3 angles of attack off the break, but just try it one time and see if it works for you. Exceptional shot. The 4 creeped on him. I think he's got a really tough cut on the 3. It looks easier on camera, but it's actually twice as worse in person. Man, he overcut that. I feel like the move here is to try to bank the 5 below the 5-7 and run your cue ball up under the 9. Okay, he tried a version of my shot, but he decided to go wide with the 4 ball, and like if you notice, that caused the cue ball to go loose. So for me, if you're ducking, it's probably better to aim at the fuller ball and kind of control Whitey than try to let it go like that. Very risky. Kind of deserved a scratch there, but once again, he's playing pretty well, so he's kind of like, a lot of things work well when you know you made a couple sketchy outs. And Jeremy tried to duck. He rearranged some furniture. Okay, sorry guys, I was wrong on the score. It's 3-3. I'm very sorry. I've never claimed to be a good scorekeeper, okay? All right, sorry about that. So Bruno played an excellent safety here. I feel like in order to hit this ball, you got to hit high ball. The running English always makes it go short. So on that shot, guys, if you want it to go a foot long, you need to hit high English to stretch it. If you put left or even allow the acquired spin to put left on the cue ball for you, it's going to come short no matter what. So in that case, maybe you might put high, more right than. Don't allow the running English to catch, or it's always going to come short no matter how you hit it. So it's 3-3. Bruno's got a nice little out. The key here is to get on the 7 ball. The 7's going to be the key because the 6 to the 7 are transition balls to get to the easy 8-9. He's bumped a 7, got a tough angle. Not a tough angle, but maybe larger than he wanted. I think he's just going to draw it over there, draw it back, and play the 7 on the side. I think he's going to be able to turn this ball in, but if not, he'll, I just like to boop it. I call it a boop stroke. All right, so here is, you want to get an angle about 30 degrees on the 9. You can move that almost anywhere on this table. You don't need a big angle on this table. It's bouncy. Smaller angles are going to get you where you need to go. The pockets are so large that you don't even have to, you can create with a big pocket. You don't need such a big angle. I used to think otherwise, but I really feel these tables are so bouncy. You got to respect your angle. Like a lot of times I'll get 40, 50 degree angles. This table I might want to get a little smaller angle because it's so bouncy. Look at the cue ball, it just takes off. He rolled that ball, it went 2 feet. All right, Bruno's up. 4-3. We want to give a shout out to Brewlands Billiards and the owners. Can't tell you how much we appreciate you putting on the tournament. Bobby and Janine are super awesome, and I think they're a good duo. Predators definitely extended themselves to us, and I just feel like if Predators been around this long, they must be a great company. I never personally played with one until recently, and I have their brake cue, and it's one of the best products I've ever owned. So it was really it's made my game and my confidence so much better. The sport grip and everything. But if you notice on this guy's break, he's breaking down fundamentally every time. Now he's making a ball, but he's not ever going to control the cue ball like that. Because when you hit across the ball, it's less predictable. You feel me? So if you hit upward on that ball, it's like it's on a string, and the extension's just The cue stick, the shaft, is just an extension of the line, where when you break your cue stick left and you move your hand right or left, in or out, you're gonna put unwanted English on the cue ball, and it's never, ever, ever gonna be predictable, no matter how good you play. Now with a magic rack playing 9-ball, you can have a bad fundamentals and you can break good. 10-ball, you gotta hit it super square. You know what I mean? You know, backed up by some good play and kick. I feel like you're supposed to jump this ball. I like to put a little bit of right English on it. And the reason why I like to aim it thinner and play right English. Some people try to hit it pure. Sometimes I like to use a little spin and kind of fade the ball in. So for me, I'm playing dead not safe here. I'm gonna shoot the 1 down by the 8. I'm not gonna try to pocket the 1 here. I don't think. I mean, I know it's not that big of a deal. Just make the 1 and play shape on 2. But why not get him on 2? Guess if you got trust like that, that's a great shot. This guy's proven me wrong twice this match already. The 3 must pass. So below center, you want to drag your cue ball and just he got steep here. So for me on the buckets, I like to use outside English here. Some people like to use inside English. Maybe the angle's so small he's going to use inside. He did, but look, he got steep on the 6. So for me, if you use outside there, you can be more towards the side pocket. But then again, he didn't risk scratching, so you can't really hate him for his decision there. He had no chance of scratching. He's got a little tough shot here. He's going to try to go forward with inside. I mean, it was a tough incoming shot. I mean, people are like, oh, he dogged it. No, man, he just hit it a pinch thin and caught the rail first, overcutted the ball. I mean, it was, I say thin to win, so I can't hate on the guy for shooting it thin. I mean, this guy, so for me, that was, some say a good shot. I feel like he overhit it, got a little fortunate. I think Jeremy's choosing the wrong way here. He needs to go the other way. The ball's bigger the other way. I mean, a little softer, and I'm on board with that shot. I feel like that distance, them balls coming close back together, is you're taking the worst of it. But once again, it's tough to, these tables are real boingy. You don't want to underhit it, but you notice he barely hit it. The ball traveled an extra 4 feet, so. It's a big shot, 4-3. Gonna try to. It's a tester. So he had predominantly draw on that ball. A lot of people like to throw it, but I think he had enough room before it hit the rail to kind of bend the angle. So there's 2 ways to create the cue ball's angle. You can use throw, manufacture the angle, or you can use top and bottom and bend off the object ball. So you got to decide how you want to work it, the cue ball. So if you know you want to use top, middle, or bottom, you probably should be cutting the ball a little more. And if you're using outside, you want to be aiming more in the middle of the pocket. He overcut it. So he's overcut it. He's fallen on a bank. I mean, 1 rail on the side, but the issue here is don't hit it too hard where it comes, where you leave him straight in. You want to leave the tin out in the middle of the table if you miss. Like that. I feel like he's got a cut in the side. It's an excellent shot. Jeremy Bell, baby. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would say 90% of pool players shoot that shot are gonna miss it. That was, to me, that's coming with it. You guys, when you get down in a match, don't be so hard on yourself. Realize it's long-term percentages. If you play poorly at the beginning, give yourself some credit and say, hey, it's time to change my percentages and be better. You know what I'm saying? When you get down, don't feel like you're failing. Feel like you're experiencing different emotions that you can deal with and you can move forward. You know what I mean? So embrace the areas where you're weak so you can remember what you did incorrectly and just kick butt and take names. You know what I'm saying? It's not I can't. It's what can I do? What am I doing correctly? You know what I mean? Talk to yourself and tell yourself what you're doing right sometimes, not always just what you're doing wrong. Gotta balance the checkbook per se, you know what I mean? I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I don't see any comments because I don't have it on my phone, but okay, I see a couple comments. Gary Hale, what's up, baby? Shout out to Gary Hale. It's my homie. He just got in a dirt bike accident. He's like pool family, 100% pool family. And we hope him speedy recovery. The guy's a real man, a OG. He does floor installs. He's one of the best in the business. He's at my wedding. He's cool dude. So yeah, 4-4, man. Momentum. It is everything in this game. So if you decide that you can do it, that one mistake's not going to cause you the match, and it could, but it doesn't always. So keep fighting through the mistakes, and eventually your percentages just will rise, and because you're more aware than you were when you started. All right, so there's a brutal scratch there. I feel like the volume's all the way up. I'm not the tech guy, so I will talk to Bobby about it for the next match. I appreciate the input, Michael. Thanks, Stucky. I appreciate that. Brewlands Billiards. We're out here in Tampa, Florida. Pool's a beautiful game played by ugly people. That's what Earl Strickland said. Think about this, Jeremy. He's got a gear like Earl Strickland. Just, you know, I always felt like there was more pressure playing in your hometown, where your expectations are to do well because you feel you know the conditions so well. So I don't know if he's experiencing that, but he's definitely fighting hard within some uncharacteristic mistakes. So.
And Edward Porter. It is a 7-6 race, table 4.
Slightly small angle. I'd like to see a slightly bigger angle on that to move the cue ball. So when you get too small of an angle, you have to increase your speed, and the object ball doesn't cooperate nearly as much. Bigger pockets, you can kind of manage it because you got, and plus he used inside and got 2 rails, but you know, for me, I like to stun that ball 1 rail. But I feel like he got straight in, so the proof's in the pudding. Tough shot here, 6 ball. I almost like to just draw out of it 2 rails, play the 7 in the left side pocket. he might go forward and play the same pocket. Yeah, for me, I don't. It's a little sketchy. You just never really fall on the outside of the pocket there. Like he got an angle, but it was like the line was super terrifying. Seven ball. You know what? I was incorrect. I was thinking he was coming 7 to the 10. It's 7 to the 8. So yeah, he played the right line. He just went long. Canning off the 9 ball, and then kind of giving him a bad angle. But I guess it was better than hitting it real full and not having a shot at all. So.
Table 13, cancel 13.
Thanks, Janine Phillips and Bobby Garza. You guys are definitely pioneers of the Florida pool world.
Ronald Allen and Jody Rubin. Table 13.
And thank you so much to our sponsors, Brewlands Billiards, Predator, Diamond Products, Diamond Billiard Products. It's been a great beginning of the day. The sun's out still, and it seems like the energy is really nice in the building. Seems like a lot of people are here. It looks like they're on a business trip. They're ready to do work. So ball in hand, 4-4. It's a tough scratch there. I like a little more angle than this, personally. And I like to go to the long rail. 2 rails into the 10. Yeah. It's just one of those matches. I mean, I don't want to be too judgmental, but I feel like Jeremy's the favorite here. But once again, playing first round on the TV table, on your home pool room, I feel like there's a bit of pressure there. And a lot of people would normally think otherwise, but I feel like you have all these expectations. You can smell it in the air, like you're ready to battle, but that really stores up a lot of emotion sometimes. And sometimes when you're at a neutral place, you're just kind of like, I'm going to do my best, stay objective, stay calm. You just work on the things that you can control. And when you make mistakes at your home pool room, you feel that pressure is almost insurmountable sometimes,
Table 12, Les Duffy, Leon Nico, table 12.
Okay, 5-4, race to 7. Kamui, shout out to Kamui Chalk, Kamui Tips. Definitely, they're building a pool, and thank you so much, USA Pool League. Shout out to you guys for building and getting these next group of players so we can come torture them. Shout out to AZ Billiards. I don't ever go on AZ Billiards. A little drama for me, but shout out for sure. Nicole Rosamond, shout out to Stitch It To Me Embroidery. She's definitely helping a lot of the players get their equipment branded, so heaven forbid it gets stolen. It's something that they might be able to find one day. Plus, it makes it personal to have your own cue. We put so much time in this game. Jeremy got a little unfortunate there. I think he's going to try to shoot the 1, draw back, and then duck on the 2-8. So the key on this is to get a little close so you can control the cue ball. So I like to draw it back about 12 inches maybe. So I need that angle to where I can stiffen the 2 ball. I don't want to be near the spot. I want to be more towards the middle of the table. I feel like that angle is going to complement you to be able to play safe better. So kind of like just above the 5 ball. You know what I mean? If that's all you can get out of this shot, I think it's not a bad decision. So he knew what he had to do there, and that was just pressure and created a situation that he did not, he didn't adjust for what he had to do with the cue ball, so that caused him to make the mistake. This angle is a little small. For me, it's tough to play safe here unless you let your stroke out and two rail it and hit the 10. See what I'm saying? Damn, he hit that really good, but kind of like he might be able to just hit this one rail and roll up on the 2. But if he stretches it with high English, he very well could cannon off the left side of the 2 and scratch. High English stretches the angle. Looks like he's using side here, so I don't think he's gonna have a problem. All right, so no rail. So in the game of 10 ball, for all you newcomers, you have to get the cue ball to the rail or the object ball after contact. If you don't, it's cue ball in hand for your opponent. It's the number one thing you don't want to do in pool is give your opponent ball in hand. All right, he smooths it in. I don't know if you guys like to gamble here, but I like to potentially go into the 9-7 and take my medicine. Or you could just float up for the 5 and duck on the 7. I'm sure all the champions would just duck. But I feel like you could go into the balls right here and just kind of take whatever it gives you. Tough angle. Looks like you should be able to manipulate this, cut it in the side, and go 2 rails with outside or just middle. He's drawing it. Oh. Well, he's got a jelly roll here. I feel like he should have played inside, but no, you're okay, Jeremy. You're a great player. I would say the closest thing I could think about being a pool player is the mindset of like a field goal kicker or a guy shooting free throws. There's nothing impeding you. There's no friction. There's no resistance. You have to let go of your emotions and just deliver your stroke. Can you imagine if you delivered your stroke every time? You'll be that much closer. I mean, pool's a tough game. It's not all rainbow and sunshine. So shout out David Ziering. What's good, baby? All right, these 2 rails. The tables really are responsive. I mean, he underhit that ball. Even he's got a tough angle. Like normally shots like this, you gotta let your stroke out. This 7 ball, you just go up and down with like a medium speed stroke and just spin it. I like to go up and down here for sure. See how fast it was? You got out of line, you go up and down, you're going away from the 8 ball. So you're not gonna come into it if you overhit it. So on a slow table, his way was the way. On a fast table, just go 2 rails and go to the middle of the table and take your medicine. Once again, this table is giving him a big angle, and he's gonna have to come with it here. He's got the 10 impeding his path. I love the way he hit that. Drag outside. You hit it with low to compensate for the distance, and then you use the outside to reduce the friction when you cross the face of the ball. So here's like a little 5-footer. Do you see how his cue ball went forward there? I like to hit it with more low to where my cue ball doesn't release that much. Now, people are like, well, he didn't scratch, he drove it to the rail. But think about it. If you don't allow your cue ball to run, you take away potential outcomes. So it's a big deal. Trying to, like Efren, he kills his ball. He'll hit the ball like 17 miles an hour. It'll arrive at like 13 because he's dragging it. He's reducing the speed, but he's still accelerating through the ball. And that's how Efren compensates for distance. Six to 4. I really appreciate you guys joining us and being a part of our Saturday afternoon. It was an early start, and it seems like everybody's like I said, it feels like a business meeting right now. People are are on the grind. So on that shot, I feel like he played like a two-way. He was trying to protect. He has the lead. I don't blame him for that speed. Unfortunately, you're just not as accurate with that speed. Excellent shot, Jeremy. He's got the 9-ball wired, so I like to float this ball outside. Just turn it. I feel like this is uncharacteristic of Jeremy. He definitely has knowledge. He's just some matches just don't get going. Can't tell you how many times I've like dogged at the first match. It's always a lot of pressure first match, on the TV table. So all right, I mean, and I don't feel like he's out of line here. If he gets out here, then the momentum shifts to Bruno.
Anthony Fisher, table 11.
Sometimes when you're comfortable, you make uncharacteristic mistakes. It's a big part of pool. I like it. It's real easy to judge from here, but sometimes your measurements, you're just not measuring correctly. You're mismeasured, and You just got to move forward. I mean, Bruno has the lead. He's protecting the lead. I feel like this is a pretty good, easy kick shot. I like to kick and bank this 6 cross side slow. Slow, though, like half that speed. I like to hit it half that speed, and he would have got separation and had 3 blockers. Could have had the 6 down table and the cue ball on the bottom rail. So, 4 ball out here for the win. You definitely want to focus on the angle to that black 8. When you can get to the 8, your reward is there. So the 8 is the key. How do I create an angle from the 7 to the 8? And I feel like it's simple. He's going to leave him where the 6 is now. He's going to leave it almost right there and stun directly over for the 8. I don't like drawing it or nothing. I like stopping the cue ball right there. Right there. Right, now he's got an angle from the 7. He can either elect, I like to stun it and play it in the side. You know what I mean? And when you have an easy object ball, guys, you want to play a blank, want to play more precise cue ball. And when the object ball is tough, you want to play like a more blanketed area. Kind of got to weigh your risk versus reward factor. Looks like he's rolling this ball. He can get in trouble here.
Table 16, Randall McLucky, David Singleton, table 16. 10 ball.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
How you been?
Good. So he's on the 8 here, 2 feet, and I like to hit this like center, and I actually like to stun it. I don't like to roll it. I like to stun it and go forward. He stunned it, and he steered it. When he hits the ball hard, he's chicken winging it, and he's applying outside English. He does it on the break, and he did it there. And that fundamental breakdown causes you to miss balls that are traveling a long distance to the pocket. But, I mean, he's not doing a lot wrong. He's still handling his business. 10 ball to get it to 5, 6, 5. Jeremy Bell. We got a match, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. 6-5. And you're never out of the match until the last ball's sunk. Pool is a game of angles. When you get tough, when you get elevated, many times you're going to take the worst of it, and you're going to have to regroup, and you're going to have to be prepared for your next opportunity. So, obviously, there's no more important time than the now, but when you make a mistake in the now, you have to move on to the future and compose yourself like a cyclist riding 50 miles. How many Michaels do they have in this tournament? Oh, my goodness. All right, 6-5, race to 7. Brewlands Billiards. We got action. If you guys want to hook your boy up, Money Mike DeLauder. No, I'm just joking. Totally kidding. So, fundamentally, I think he was threw the ball straight. He just kind of... Fine line, but this 10 ball is so... To break good consistently, it's such a delicacy. You have to finesse it. You got to hit it firm. Control your 1 ball. Control your cue ball. It's a various amount of emotions. So you try to go 2 rails out to the middle of the table, but really, I didn't feel like there's a lot of value there. Maybe could have played safety there and banked that ball down table and ducked the cue, so he could have, shot the object ball off one of the 5 maybe. Oh my goodness! Don't do it. Oh, it's an all-around good shot there. That's what they call it. It's just a pool humor. I'm trying to sound like a jerk, but when you go around the ball, it's a common joke in billiards. Every time you do it, you say it to your friend and hopefully share a laugh. Shout out to AZ Billiards. Shout out Brewlands, Predator. We greatly appreciate your support. The bottom line is Predator's been around for a long time. I'm a business owner. Withstanding time is the true testimony of a good company. So it's not their first rodeo, and they adjust. Mad respect to Predator. Very, very interesting shot there. So on that shot, he overcut the object ball, which changed the cue ball's angle. I feel like he was not going to scratch there. It was just it was a very tough distance. He had to drag the ball. I think that was definitely a scale of 1 to 10, a tough shot, 7, I'd say. Bruno might get straight in here. Let's see if it affects his position on the 6. He let his stroke out. Looks like he got hooked on the 6. It looks like he has an edge. So let's see if he decides to duck. You could shoot the 6 to the bottom rail and duck onto the 7. Or you could aim to make it. If you miss it, you're more than likely going to lose the game. I mean, there's no need to be a hero here. They're both exchanging, and they're both kind of holding, they're playing a defensive game. I'm not saying not to bank it, but it just depends on how you feel. I mean, it looks straight in. Yeah, I feel like you got to take the bank on there. It was, he made his decision. I would be able to live with that. I mean, it's brutal you missed it, but Bruno's not killing his ball enough. He looks like he's kind of got 1 revolution too less. Like he needs a little more kill on the ball. So now he takes a tough angle. And maybe he might get a back cut on the 8 ball. Because of the speed of this table. Now he's super steep on the 8, but it wasn't his. It was the 6 ball's fault, not the 7 ball. It all started on the 6 ball. You got to play 3 balls ahead, so you're always trying to get angle from the 2nd ball to the 3rd ball. So 8 to the 9. Uh-oh. Let's see if this 8 dresses up. So this is an interesting situation. He just had a bank. He's got a feel for what the cushions are doing. Let's see if he elects to bank it or thin it and go into the 10. He's got 2 options. You play for the win, or you thin the right side of the 8 and go into the 10 ball. If you're going to bank it, you want to use outside. Just smooth it in. Wow. Brutal way to end the match. So on that bank shot, if he uses outside, he can aim at the ball fuller, control the speed of the cue ball. Huh. key here is don't miscue. Just bring it back slow. When I draw the ball, I like to use the entire stroke. Just guarantee that I get through the ball. All right. 7-5 to Bruno Herrera. It's good shooting. We appreciate you supporting the stream. Fist bump. Both guys were super professional and had great etiquette the entire match. I thought it was a good match. I mean, some balls were missed, but it's not a game of perfect. It's a game of error. I'm sure Jeremy's capable of bouncing back.